How's it going today? I'm Skitty Beans, and today we are going to be watching another Casual Geographic video. And this one is going to feature Lindsay Nickel as well. So we get the best of both worlds today. It is the unspeakable horrors of the deep sea, which, I mean, I already get this title. I already get it. Deep sea stuff totally freaks me out. So this was a recommendation as well, so thank you for the recommendation. I am excited for this one. I am a little bit probably terrified. Deep sea stuff definitely kind of freaks me out a little bit. I feel like there's like a lot of really scary shit down there, so but I am looking forward to watching this. If you get a chance, I would appreciate if you could leave a like and subscribe. It would help me out a bunch. Also, I do stream on Twitch, so if you want to come by and hang out with me and chat with me live, if you have any recommendations for me, please leave them in the comments below. I'm always looking to grow my very long list thanks to you guys. So please, if there's an animal you want to see maybe, or content creator, anything, you know, just leave me a comment. I would love to see everybody's input and recommendations. As always, I have Casual Geographic's video link in my description below, so be sure to go and subscribe to him, watch his videos if you haven't. He's great. He's got lots of good content on there, so please go show him support. I will link Lindsay Nickel as well, so be sure to go and subscribe to her. Please go support both of these people. They are fantastic. All right, let's get horrified, shall we?
You've probably heard me say that I'd rather eat 10 pounds of Popeye's biscuits with no drink than ever go out into the ocean. Well, I'd rather ride cross-country on a bike with a hot grill for a seat than spend half a second in the deep sea. There's a lot of living night.
I agree with this so much. I would eat 10 Popeyes biscuits with no drink as well. Yes. And having to go down here? No, thank you. I'm good. It is beautiful though. I mean, there's scary stuff down there. There's beautiful. I mean, I think the ocean is beautiful, but I respect it and I don't want to step foot in there. I'm good. I'm good.
Country on a bike with a hot grill for a seat than spend half a second in the deep sea. There's a lot of living nightmares and paralysis demons come to life if you sink deep enough.
What is that? What is that thing? Oh, it looks a little freaky.
And the megalodon is not one of them. You'll often hear this thing about how the prehistoric apex predator never got discontinued. It's just chilling a step above hell in the abyss. This is cap for three good reasons. One, there just isn't enough food to sustain a 60-foot you to the natural order. Two,
okay, I'm gonna have like such a weird old lady moment. He said this is cap. So that means it's false. It's false. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know Zoomer speak. Like so it means this is not. I don't know.
it's just chilling a step above hell in the abyss.
Not
this
true.
is cap for three good reasons. One, there just isn't enough food to sustain a 60-foot you to the natural order. Two, if
Okay, so from this context, I'm guessing that this is not true. Cap equals false. False, right? Cap is false. They say like no cap, no lie. Is I'm sorry. If you know, please tell me I'm right or wrong, or maybe I need to have an urban dictionary available to me as well.
If nature did keep the same jumbo jaws that peaked in the Pliocene, we at least would have seen a body by now. And number three, why do y'all want this to be alive so bad? I promise you there's way worse things down there. Like,
right? I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, I get it and I don't. Like, yes, it would be, I guess technically it would be cool, but at the same time, I don't think we want this. You know? I don't think living things down there want that.
number three, why do y'all want this to be alive so bad? I promise you there's way worse things down there. Like, I would evacuate my bowels if I ever saw a giga great white shark. But put me in front of a T-posing squid and I'm shitting more bricks than the entire city of Newark.
Oh, right. That is so true. I wanna boop the shark nose though. I do wanna boop it.
Great white shark. But put me in front of a T-posing squid and I'm more bricks than the entire city of Newark. The big fin squid is easily one of the most disturbing things alive as I'm saying this.
That thing looks like an alien. That is a water alien. Well, that is not what. That is crazy.
It's a T-posing predator with arms estimated to max out at just under 30 feet. Scientists believe the big fin catches bodies by dragging those arms, which can be easily 20 times its own body length, along the ocean floor like trawling nets and feeding on whatever poor soul accidentally bumps into them. You're gonna hear me say believe or we think a lot, and that's because we don't know a whole lot about them. Almost every sighting and virtually every specimen studied were either juveniles or paralarvae. We have no way of knowing exactly what their final form could look like.
Can you imagine if that's what it was though? Oh my god, we'd be in so much trouble. Yep, that would just be, I don't even know, number 600, 850 of why I don't like to go in the ocean. I'm trying to get myself out of the way so I don't totally block him. Okay.
For all we know, this could be Junior, and we just haven't seen Mama Big Fin yet. Who would have thought that just putting elbows on a squid would instantly turn it into the spawn of Satan? Oh, and if you thought the Big Fin was just this slow, passive floating predator, then you're seriously underestimating the ocean's ability to massacre your mental health. And if you're curious, this video was taken about 7,000 feet down in the Gulf of Mexico. But considering they're believed to be the deepest living squids at about 20,000 feet, I have a theory. This is a juvenile, and the big boys are the ones shacking it up down in the crotch of the ocean. But good news, the big fin probably only feeds on small fish and crustaceans. Bad news, there are squids big enough to beef with the biggest predators on the planet. And the biggest predator on the planet that isn't a disgraced former YouTuber is the sperm whale, which on its own would have to be one of the most traumatizing things to witness during their 2-hour hunting expeditions down in the deep sea. Well, the tankiest carnivore on Earth regularly runs fades with the giant squid. And by giant, we're talking about calamari growing to an estimated 40 feet long. Not only are
40 feet? Holy moly. And oh my gosh. Oof. Oof. Well, sperm whales are so cool.
squid. And by giant, we're talking about calamari growing to an estimated 40 feet long. Not only are they themselves predators that hunt using 20-foot tentacles, they're opportunistic cannibals that would 100% murk their entire family reunion for some calories. Now, nature high-key screwed up their character design. They have a donut-shaped brain and an esophagus running through it, meaning if they swallow something big enough, not only do they run the risk of choking to a flatline, they can also factory reset their entire personality through severe brain damage. Which is why they mitigate this by shredding their victims with a razor-sharp beak and what is essentially a tongue with teeth, the radula.
That is wild. I mean, that is some weird squid anatomy that they have. It just seems like quite the risk, I guess, every time you eat. But if that's how their mouth is, though, oh my god. Has a squid eaten a person before? Because what a way to go. I bet, oh god, that would be terrible.
Shredding their victims with a razor-sharp beak and what is essentially a tongue with teeth, the radula. That beak is such a weapon that you'll rarely see a sperm whale that hasn't been tattooed during a struggle with a giant squid.
Oh my god. Oh, that is crazy. Wow. That was a fight. That was a whole fight.
That beak is such a weapon that you'll rarely see a sperm whale that hasn't been tattooed during a struggle with a giant squid. And while the plus-size cephalopod usually loses in a war with the whale, they do not make it easy. But the most disturbing thing about them is that eye.
Yo, yeah, their eyes are kind of freaky. I know I've seen pictures of squids, so yo, that eye is something else. That eye is something else. It is kind of freaky.
They do not make it easy. But the most disturbing thing about them is that eye. Giant squids have the most physically imposing eye in nature, with it being roughly the size of a soccer ball. Contrary to popular...
It's the size of a soccer ball? That's huge. I guess I mean, I've never really seen a huge squid, or, you know, trying to wrap my mind around exactly like how big they can really be. A freaking soccer ball, though, that is a big ol' eyeball.
Belief, huge eyes don't exactly help it see further, but it does mean they're terrifyingly good at noticing objects giving off their own light, which is a lifesaver since when their biggest optosperm whale is on the hunt, modern-day Leviathan disturbs glowing creatures like jellyfish and crustaceans who flash in response. Having eyes as big as our heads means the giant squid can detect and use those flashes to avoid becoming a corpse. But that also means that if you ever go swimming in the Giga Squid's area code, the flashes you'd create mean that while you might not see it, the same animal that does its own kind dirty would know exactly where you are. And honestly, there's only one thing that could be worse than getting stalked by a school bus-sized headfoot. There's another squid with hunting tactics so spiritually upsetting.
That would be terrifying though if you're a scuba diver and you know that that's in there, and this thing would be like hunting your ass down. That is a terrifying piece of information, or like to have it like in the back of your mind if you're down there. Nope.
Does its own kind dirty would know exactly
Those are some brave people.
where you are. And honestly, there's only one thing that could be worse than getting stalked by a school bus-sized headfoot. There's another squid with hunting tactics so spiritually upsetting, I'm not even gonna talk about it. I'm gonna go ahead and use a lifeline.
Wait, what?
The Humboldt squid, also.
Oh. Okay, good. I was gonna be like, this is gonna be a cliff. You can't leave me on that.
Setting, I'm not even gonna talk about it. I'm gonna go ahead and use a lifeline.
The Humboldt squid, also known as the red devil. I'm Lindsay, by the way. Hi. Humboldt squid are found in the eastern Pacific Ocean, typically between 600 to 2,300 feet below the surface of the ocean. And their nickname comes from the way they use their pigment cells called chromatophores to communicate. You're probably familiar with chromatophores through videos of different cephalopods using them to change color, blending into their surroundings, and even dreaming. And Humboldt
Okay, yeah. Damn, it's so cool. I mean, like, ocean stuff is cool, but it is also just, it is a little scary. It is a little scary.
different cephalopods using them to change color, blending into their surroundings, and even dreaming. And Humboldt squid notably use them to turn bright red when they're aggravated, hence the nickname Red Devil. It's very on brand. They're also extremely predatory and have been known to act aggressively towards scuba divers on rare occasion, which becomes a bit more terrifying when I tell you that they can get to 8 feet long and 100 pounds. Now,
8 feet long and 100 pounds, and then they can go and harass, not really harass, but take out a human. Oh, like that? No, that would be just entirely too close for my liking. This just makes me uncomfortable to look at. I'm like, no.
which becomes a bit more terrifying when I tell you that they can get to 8 feet long and 100 pounds. Now you might be thinking, Lindsay, that is not that big. What about the giant squid and the colossal squid that can both get to like 40 feet long? Well, I haven't told you the best part yet. The Humboldt squid is known to live and hunt in groups of up to
Oh, yeah. Oh, is this like that one story? I don't know when it was. I think it was like a while ago, but like, I think him and his friend, I think, got attacked by like a whole group, and then they were like flashing at each other. So then that's why like they all came over and like I think started attacking him. I think he almost died. Oh my God. So imagine having 8 of these after you. Oh, no, thank you. I will stay on land.
told you the best part yet. The Humboldt squid is known to live and hunt in groups of up to 10, no, up to 100, no,
Oh,
1,000, yes, in groups of
Wait, what? 1,000? Oh my God, you are so dead. You are so dead if this goes down. Oh yeah, no, I don't want any part in this. My ass will be not even on the boat. My ass is on land. I am staying on land. I'm staying over there.
in groups of up to 10, no, up to 100, no, 1,000, yes, in groups of over 1,000. 1,000 squid. That's about 990 too many if you ask me.
Yeah.
While hunting in these groups, they use their chromatophores to communicate with each other, coordinating movements and attacks, allowing
That is cool though, how they flash like that. That is pretty cool.
While hunting in these
Oh,
groups, they use their
no.
chromatophores to communicate with each other, coordinating movements and attacks, allowing them to take down larger prey, dragging them into the depths until they go unconscious. Scientists have identified some of these communication patterns, as you can see in this little chart, but still don't know exactly what any of them mean. But regardless, that sounds like one of the worst ways to be unalived in the ocean. Oh wait, this isn't a TikTok collaboration. That sounds like one of the worst ways to die in the ocean.
True. She's not wrong. That would be a horrible way to go. Death by squid army. Oh no, yeah, no. That would be terrible.
The ocean. Oh wait, this isn't a TikTok collaboration. That sounds like one of the worst ways to die in the ocean.
So as you can see, whether it's being confronted by a Humboldt block party or squaring up with a live action Kraken, there are many aspects of the deep sea that end up with you putting your therapist up a tax bracket. And a lot of that's because of this cute little thing known as deep sea gigantism. The
Deep sea gigantism? Oh my, I don't know. Oh gosh. I will say though, watching them swim around and everything, they look very graceful and elegant. I will say that. I'm not saying like I hate any of these animals either. Like, don't get me wrong. Like I might be terrified of them, but that doesn't mean that I hate them.
bracket. And a lot of that's because of this cute little thing known as deep sea gigantism. The idea that the cold temperature, the dissolved oxygen, and the lack of pressure from predators allow some animals to escalate to the biggest and most terrifying versions of themselves. Exhibit A, the Japanese spider crab, which can
Oh, the spider crab. Okay, there's an Animal Crossing reference. Don't judge me that I like Animal Crossing, okay? I played a lot of it and I used to catch these.
and most terrifying versions of themselves. Exhibit A, the Japanese
Okay, so like I used to catch these and I would like to put them all over my island. Okay, that's not the only game I play, okay? I do stream on Twitch and right now I'm playing Skyrim, so okay, not everything has to be related to Animal Crossing, but it does though, because there's a lot of things that I have made correlations of things that I was like, oh, like, because I think Animal Crossing, all those things are I guess they're all real. But there's some that I remember seeing on there that I was like, okay, like I didn't know this was actually a thing. So at the same time, I was actually learning something. I just, wasn't getting the whole story. These are cool though. I think they're cool.
spider crab, which can measure 12 feet across from claw to claw and weigh as much as a human toddler. Only thing worse than a giant spider crab is a giant crab spider.
Giant crab. Oh, okay, yeah. No, thank you. Ooh.
This is an Antarctic sea spider, a dinner plate sized demon spawn that hunts by sucking the life out of its prey through its proboscis. Now technically, they're not actual spiders, but also I imagine most people watching technically don't give a especially since this one looks
I mean, true. I mean, yes, technically it's not a spider, but bruh, look at it. Look at it. If you are not a fan of spiders, is this still making you a little uncomfortable? Is it making you kind of being like, no, I don't think so, because that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I mean, I have a little bit more sense of peace that this is in the ocean and this is not gonna like walk into my house. That does make me feel a little more comfortable. But at the same time, still, I'm like, okay, that is nightmare fuel.
spiders. But also I imagine most people watching technically don't give a especially since this one looks like it identifies as a face hugger. Then there's a giant isopod.
It does look like a face hugger. It does.
Don't give a especially since
that is a face hugger. Spider face hugger. Stay in the ocean. Don't come on land, please.
this one looks like it identifies as a face hugger. Then there's a giant isopod, which
Okay, the giant isopods though, I don't think they're scary. They don't bother me. I think they're cool. I like them.
is essentially an aquatic cockroach big enough to be cradled like a baby. No clue why you would though. And if you're looking for a truly supersized animal crossing, the oarfish should be on your list. The giant
Animal Crossing. Oh, this is why he's cool.
And if you're looking for a truly supersized animal crossing, the oarfish should be on your list. The
Oh yeah, the oarfish. I do remember that one too. I have seen pictures of oarfish though. Those are crazy.
giant oarfish can grow to well over 30 feet long, and there have even been claims of those in the neighborhood of 50 feet. Proof that back in the day when we had stories about sea monsters, they weren't lying, they just didn't have all the names yet. Also, if you caught that pun earlier, we're friends now. But with
Yes, I did. Yes. Yeah, we're friends. We are besties.
they weren't lying, they just didn't have all the names yet. Also, if you caught that pun earlier, we're friends now. But with deep sea gigantism and the endless expanse of ocean acting as a canvas for Shaitan to practice his art, if you dive deep enough, there be monsters.
I believe it. I 100% believe it. And I actually like it wasn't until probably like a few years ago that I realized like how much like just kind of really scary shit is like way down there, you know? I think I could just I don't know if it was like out of sight, out of mind kind of like thinking that I had of, I was like, yeah, like I'm sure there's stuff down there, and then that was kind of like where it ended as far as my knowledge goes. But then, I started seeing more and more things and I was like, oh my God, I was like, deep sea stuff, kind of scary. I respect it though. I still think it's cool, but it doesn't make me any less scared.
Acting as a canvas for Shaitan to practice his art, if you dive deep enough, there be monsters. For example, this. This
What
isn't
is
an
that?
animal. It's a group of animals joined together in something like a hive mind. So we're not talking about it. We're talking about them. And sophonophores like this come in many forms. Like
That's kind of cool though. So they just stay together like that. I mean, I like seeing stuff like this, okay? Like if I were to actually see this like in real life, I don't know what I would do. I would I don't know what I would do.
we're not talking about it. We're talking about them. And sophonophores like this come in many forms. Like the Portuguese man of war armed with venom to ensure that the excruciating experience of meeting one is permanently etched into your brain. And there's a Priodubia, a giant sophonophore that can flex a total length of up to 160 feet.
160 feet? Oh God. They know what you're getting away from that thing.
And even though it's a collective group of tiny animals, its length could humble a blue whale, making it technically the longest creature on the planet. Or at best, a modest second, since the bootlace ribbon worm has been reported to reach 180 feet in
Okay, now we are getting ridiculous now. 180 feet? Oh my goodness.
length. And it's toxic because the ocean, and of course it is, with nasty smell.
Right? Yeah, of course it, and of course it's toxic.
80 feet in length. And it's toxic because the ocean, and of course it is, with nasty smelling mucus potent enough to life deprive the crabs it likes to eat. Like I said, whether it's Lucifer's tapeworm or a flying spaghetti creature, there be monsters. And it gets so much worse than a giant worm. Because as terrifying as a deep sea is, it's also nasty. And there might not be anything more repulsive than the hagfish. This
The hagfish? What a name. The hagfish.
so nasty. And there might not be anything more repulsive than the hagfish. This Lugi linguini feeds on the rotting corpses and carcasses that sink down into its domain. And since they don't have any actual teeth, the graveyard guppy feeds by sliding into an opening and eating the decomposing body from the inside out. And
Oh my God. Well, I mean, I guess the plus side is it's dead, right? Or not like, or do they latch on to something that's alive and then start eating it from the? Oh, okay. Yeah, we're getting deep.
by sliding into an opening and eating the decomposing body from the inside out. And you would think that something that eats like a casket wouldn't have to worry about getting put on a plate itself. Again, you're giving the ocean too much credit. As self-defense, the hagfish will sweat buckets of slime, a phlegm jacket that's thick enough to clog the gills of anything hungry enough to F around and unlucky enough to find out.
Oh, that is quite the defensive mechanism, though. That thing just was like, huh, and then like spits it out. I mean, it worked. It worked. I gotta give him credit. It works.
You're giving the ocean too much credit. As self-defense, the hagfish will sweat buckets of slime, a phlegm jacket
Nope.
that's thick enough to clog the gills of anything hungry enough to F around and unlucky enough to find out. To the point where this is the end game of a truck transporting hagfish on the highway, crashing. Now, you've definitely seen this picture before, but have you ever stopped and asked
Okay, no, I have never seen this picture before. What is going on? Are hagfish like eels? Are they like an eelfish type deal? Or no? What in the world though?
transporting hagfish on the highway, crashing? Now, you've definitely seen this picture before, but have you ever stopped and asked yourself what they were doing there in the first place? You remember how I said nothing that eats like a hagfish should ever have to worry about getting eaten? Well, simple. For these hagfish, their final destination were dinner plates in Asian countries such as South Korea, where they're considered a delicacy.
Oh my God, why would, like, what? They can't taste good, can they? That does not sound tasty. That doesn't sound like something you should be eating. I don't know. Ew. It's like, this looks like something out of like an Aliens movie with all the like slime all over this car. Oh, and you're gonna eat it? Oh, please, please.
Now, I'm not one to judge other cultures, but we seem to have a habit of constantly trying to eat all the things nature went out of its way to tell us not to. But one thing you won't see as a main course is something ironically named after a fruit. The sea cucumber is like the hagfish in that it's
Sea cucumber. I think sea cucumbers are kind of cool. I mean, they're a little funky looking, but I don't really classify them as terrifying to me. Although I'm probably gonna change my mind after this, right?
main course is something ironically named after a fruit. The sea cucumber is like the hagfish in that its meal prep consists of all the things we normally flush, burn, or bury. All the soul evacuated bodies that sink down to the ocean floor instantly get put on the cucumber's grocery list. It's a literal bottom feeder, and I mean that since they'll also make a meal out of feces. But like with vultures, if Thanos had beef with sea cucumbers, the world would become an infinitely more disgusting place. That's
Right? I mean, I know it's important to have bottom feeders. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm not hating on it. I'm not hating on it.
like with vultures, if Thanos had beef with sea cucumbers, the world would become an infinitely more disgusting place. That's not the only way sea cucumbers contribute to society. They're also often used as a protective bunker for fish and, well, let's just say they break in through the back door.
Ah! Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh God. Okay. Damn. Oof. Yeah. Oof.
Bunker for fish and, well,
I mean, that's nice.
let's just say they break in through the back door. Oh yeah, it's a violation of the highest natural order. It
Yeah.
gets worse when a pearlfish decides to have a playdate right next to its prostate. I don't even know if they have a prostate, but you get what I mean. And if that makes you
Yeah.
uncomfortable, here's an ad to give you time to mentally prepare for what's next. This adorable little guy is known as a basket star. It's a type of brittle star and an echinoderm, which actually makes it a close cousin of the sea cucumber.
That is really cool looking. That's really cool. Is this all one thing or is this like a group of them or what? I don't know. This is cool though. This also does not look real. Also does not look real. It's nature's wild.
If you ever learned about fractals in geometry, then that's why the repeat
Oh, this is from the other video that we watched. Now, okay. Now it all makes sense.
pattern of branching arms might look familiar. It's also why the US is really wasting $20 billion a year looking into space, because the real ET is happening right here.
Right? Yeah. Maybe we just gotta go deeper. We just gotta get deep with it, I guess.
The US is really wasting $20 billion a year looking into space, because the real ET is happening right here. Because of the unsightly way basket stars get from A to B, they've also earned the nickname sea snakes. I feel itchy all of a sudden. However, even though it looks like something Lucifer would use to pleasure himself, they eat mostly zooplankton and are pretty much harmless for the most part. And honestly, that pretty much describes 80% of the nonsense in the deep sea, only really harmful to your peace of mind. Like take the frilled shark. Having been around for 80-something million years, not
With the frill shark, 80 million years it's been around. That looks, I don't even know. Like that thing looks
harmful to your
crazy.
peace of mind. Like take the frilled shark. Having been around for 80-something million
I mean, look at it. This looks like a weird combination of things.
years, not only is the frilled shark a living fossil, it's likely nature's rough draft beta version of sharks today. Also, don't let this video fool you. They can grow to a respectable 6 feet long. Also, they can be pregnant for 3.5 years, which honestly makes about as much sense as everything else down there. And
3.5 years? Poor sharks. Oh my god, these poor things. I mean, these are wild. They're kind of cool though. Pretty cool looking. It looks like, I don't know, it kind of almost looks like a lizard and shark and I don't know what else. Lots of things. It's cool. I like it.
also, they can be pregnant for 3.5 years, which honestly makes about as much sense as everything else down there. And in terms of your mental health, the frilled shark is pretty harmless until you look them in the mouth. The devil's fleshlight has hundreds of needle-like teeth to ensure that anything that gets caught in there doesn't get a second chance to pursue happiness.
Oh, that mouth does look wild though. It looks like it'd be extremely painful if it bit you. And I mean, still like it. Probably, I guess you just gotta be careful.
And for a shark that's been around long enough to have attended Saturn's wedding, I don't know why, but every picture of them looks like they're struggling with their own existence. Like I said though, they're not a threat to humans. But like I also said, therapy ain't cheap, so if you don't want to end up on a couch, don't look a frilled shark in the mouth. But
I mean, yeah, they do kind of look like that. But I mean, they've been around for a long time. You know, it's okay. It's okay. Still cool.
But like I also said, therapy ain't cheap, so if you don't want to end up on a couch, don't look a frilled shark in the mouth. But yeah, you'd be surprised at just how many types of sharks you'll find in the same neighborhood SpongeBob got stranded in that one time. You have 20-foot sleeper sharks that are somehow able to use stealth to just spawn and inhale sustenance like a water Kirby. Speaking of sleepers, in 2015, a Pacific sleeper was recorded in the Solomon's Island. Why is that important? Well, its home address was right under an active volcano, proving that if any animal had plot armor, it'd be sharks. Then you have the ghost shark.
True. That is some plot armor. I like this one though. This one's cool looking.
Solomon's Island. Why is that important? Well, its home address was right under an active volcano, proving that if any animal had plot armor, it'd be sharks. Then
Look at their little fins. Oh, I like that one.
you have the ghost shark, which, okay, yep, you got me, isn't an actual shark. It's a close cousin known as a chimera.
Okay. This one, okay, this one's a little freaky looking, not gonna lie. What is it like translucent? Is that, or like, what are we, like, are we seeing into it, or is something like not? It's just like how its skin is.
The ghost part, though, that's on brand. They kind of remind me of the dry bones fish from Mario. The ghost otter shark doesn't even have the teeth you'd expect it to have, but instead they have plates that they use to grind up food. But since nature's constantly overcompensating, chimeras do have venomous spines that are harmful to more than just your mental well-being. But
It looks cool though. Okay, like this is like a better kind of image of it, I guess. I don't know, but this one looks cool. Looks wild. Looks very fantasy. It's a fantasy shark.
overcompensating, chimeras do have venomous spines that are harmful to more than just your mental well-being. But by far the weirdest thing about them, chimeras have a tenaculum on their forehead. A tenaculum is a reproductive organ, meaning this fish has on its forehead.
It's got a peen on its forehead. I mean, I guess they need one, right? I guess it's just got a little peen tenna.
Tenaculum is a reproductive organ, meaning this fish has on its forehead. Venom and that aside, this fish fresh out of Tim Burton's Wet Dream is actually pretty cool looking. And I'm just gonna say it, I think they're cute, and I'm perfectly fine with standing on that hill alone.
I think they're cute too. I would agree with him. They are kind of cute. They are kind of cute. They look very, very graceful too.
However, I don't think you'll find a single soul on this next shark's hill.
Feast your eyes on the goblin shark, a demon.
The goblin shark. Is that what it looks like swimming around, or is that with its mouth open? This is some like next level. Oh, I don't know. Okay, yeah, I would say this one's not cute, but it's probably kind of cool.
I don't think you'll find a single soul on this next shark's hill.
Feast your eyes on the goblin shark, a demon dog-looking fish with a mouth that snaps like nobody's business. They're rarely seen, but are known to live in oceans all around the world, at depths of up to 4,200 feet below the surface of the ocean, and are estimated to get to 18 feet long.
I like how she says that, of the ocean. I like that.
Of up to 4,200 feet below the surface of the ocean, and are estimated to get to 18 feet long, which is
18 feet long. Oh my goodness. Oof.
really big for a deep sea shark. You might have seen videos online of their jaws just fully ejecting from their brain case in a process.
What? They're like snakes? Oh my god. No, I have never seen this. Whoa. Okay. Now I'm a little traumatized. Holy.
Sea shark. You might have seen videos online of their jaws just fully ejecting from their brain case in a process called slingshot feeding. It's kind of what they're
Slingshot feeding. Oh my goodness.
known for. Their upper and lower jaws lunge forward away from the skull, engulfing their prey. I know it probably seems ridiculous and almost alien, but it's actually not uncommon. Most fishes have jaws that aren't entirely attached. One might argue that the goblin shark is the most extreme example of this look, until you see a video of the sling jaw wrasse, who use suction feeding to snatch up their prey. They look like they have a trombone stuck in their mouth. Goblin sharks have a
That is so what? That is wild. I actually didn't know this. This actually I didn't know I didn't realize that like slingshot feeding was like a thing, or how their jaws aren't really attached. That is new information. I actually had absolutely no clue about that.
shark is the most extreme example of this look, until you see a video of the sling jaw wrasse, who use suction feeding to snatch up their prey. They look like they have a trombone stuck in their mouth. Goblin sharks have a particularly long snout, and it's not for nothing. They have sensory structures, pores all over it, that help them locate their prey, like squid, fish, and crustaceans. And I am personally grateful I am not a squid, fish, or crustacean.
Yes, we should be extremely grateful for that. Because that thing's gonna hunt you down and get you in one bite. And it's huge. It's huge. It's enormous. Oh my goodness.
fish, and crustaceans. And I am personally grateful I am not a squid, fish, or crustacean.
Yeah, goblin's the right word for the only shark in the world with a receding gum line. But you got it.
That is so crazy. I have never seen that video, and it is kind of terrifying.
Fish or crustacean.
Yeah, goblin's the right word for the only shark in the world with a receding gum line. But you gotta admit, yeeting your own jaw to catch calories is pretty metal, and you're gonna find
That is true. That is like very, you know, if there was ever snack is life embodiment, it would be this. It would be this shark goblin.
that a lot of the creatures rolling in the deep have evolved some of the most creative ways of bagging groceries. Probably the most popular is the fish that nearly turned Nemo into an orphan. The anglerfish has two defining personality traits, and one of them is that fishing lure hanging right in front of those life-canceling jaws. That light actually comes from bioluminescent bacteria shacking up inside a modified fin. So when a bite-sized light work swims up to the light thinking it just cops some easy protein, the angler ensures that some fish out there never sees its father again. The other thing anglerfish got clout for is their mating habits. I'm not gonna get into it, just know that if your marriage looks anything like theirs, you're gonna need both a divorce and a restraining order. And you know what?
Oh my god, I don't know what it is, but like the anglerfish are so like they kind of look like I don't know how old some of you guys are, but if you've ever seen or watched as a child Fraggle Rock and like some of the like kind of more cursed looking like little creatures they had running around in there, that's kind of like what it makes me think of. Or is it Labyrinth? Like those little things. That's like what I get. Like it's like this was like inspiration for. I do not know what the mating habits are though of anglerfish. It sounds disturbing, to say the least.
Just know that if your marriage looks anything like theirs, you're gonna need both a divorce and a restraining order. And you know what? Intensive therapy on top of that, expeditiously. Nemo's paralysis demon isn't the only deep sea creature to weaponize light. This distinguished gentleman is known as the stoplight loosejaw, and its defining trait is that it uses a red light to hunt, which turns out to be a massive cheat code, since the longer the wavelength of a color, the less energy that wavelength has, and the faster it gets absorbed by water. And since the color red has the longest wavelength out of all of them, it's the first one to get absorbed. This is why red light can't reach the deep sea, and the animals living in the abyss that are red actually appear black, which makes it easier for them to hide from predatory smoke. But
Oh, that is actually really interesting. Huh. And that fish can make that? That is crazy.
living in the abyss that are red actually appear black, which makes it easier for them to hide from predatory smoke. But with a stoplight using red as a searchlight, it's pretty much cracked at this version of hide and seek. Not to mention, since most of the life down there can't even see red, it's able to catch bodies while also not giving up its location to predators or the prey it packs up.
That's so wild. This thing looks like a, I don't even know. It looks like a, it looks like an eel almost, but like if an eel was like a slick torpedo. That's what it looks like. It looks cool though. It looks really cool.
It's able to catch bodies while also not giving up its location to predators or the prey it packs up. This fish really evolved a whole wall hack and a real-life invisibility cloak. Tell me that ain't crazy. And that freakish overbite ensures that once prey is found, it's lost forever. But why hunt prey when you could just sit and wait for it to come to you? That's the entire playbook for the deep sea lizardfish.
Okay, this what? This thing's eyes and this is okay. This looks like that's like the Jeffrey fish.
Sit and wait for it to come to you. That's the entire playbook for the deep sea lizardfish. Just look at that smile. You know he's on nefarious timing. And at over 2 feet long, they earned the title of being one of the premier apex predators of the deep sea. As a habitual camper, they lie waiting for life to pass them by before they lunge and use hypodermic needles for teeth to cancel it. And with
Oh my gosh. Okay, this thing is okay. It is wild. This thing is wild looking. Definitely, I would say if you think that the deep sea is terrifying, this is like the epitome. This is what should pop up in your head. This is what should be in like if you Google deep sea, this face should be the first thing that pops up. 100%.
lie waiting for life to pass them by before they lunge and use hypodermic needles for teeth to cancel it. And with apex standing for anyone providing smoke gets extinguished, lizardfish don't hesitate to turn their own kind into coffin fodder. And with the whole point of those teeth being
Oh man. I Ugh, sounds painful.
Distinguished, lizardfish don't hesitate to turn their own kind into coffin fodder. And with the whole point of those teeth being to hold struggling, panicking prey in place, they make sure they don't live long enough to learn from their mistake. But as much of a therapy build as Gecko Guppy's mugshot might be, it might not even be the worst headshot in the ocean. Not as long as this is still a factor.
What is this thing? What is this? This thing looks like it. This is like if you had to draw a picture of what high anxiety and panic is. I feel like that is this.
It might not even be the worst headshot in the ocean. Not as long as
This is literally what I feel like when I go out in public sometimes. This is like this face embodies how like my internal feelings.
this is still a factor. I don't know anyone who would waste the oxygen trying to defend this.
I would. Many say this is a face only a mother could love. Well, then maybe he is my son. This is the
Maybe it's my son.
Many say this is a face only a mother could love. Well, then maybe he is my son. This is the deep sea telescope fish. One of the
Deep sea telescope fish. Okay, got it.
most stunning creatures of the deep tropical oceans. They're found at depths of about 1,600 to 6,600 feet below the surface of the ocean. I can't say that normally. Surface of the ocean. And like you'll
I love that. I mean, I don't think she could ever say ocean differently ever again because I'm gonna expect that from her. Of the ocean.
100 feet below the surface of the ocean. I can't say that normally. Surface of the ocean. And like you'll see if you look up photos of them online, they are often photographed at unfortunate angles that don't do them any justice.
Yeah, somebody gotta hook them up with, you know, like those Snapchat girls. They gotta get down there and get the good angles on them. Help them out. Help them out a little bit. They need all the help they can get, okay? We gotta get those Snapchat girls that know how to do the angles and shit, you know?
Them online, they are often photographed at unfortunate angles that don't do them any justice. They orient themselves upwards, hanging out vertically in the water column, as they use their specially adapted eyes to hunt for the silhouettes of their prey. There are two species of telescope fish, Gigantora indica and Gigantora chuni. Don't be fooled by their genus name, which makes them sound like they're gigantic. That is not the case at all. Indica only gets to about 8 inches long and chuni a measly 6. They are just
Okay, so they're not that bad. I mean, like that's a pretty good size, but they're not like some of the other ones that are like 40 feet or can reach 180 feet, you know? So, but I'd say they're all above average, but that's just me.
gigantic. That is not the case at all. Indica only gets to about 8 inches long and chuni a measly 6. They are just little guys. Gigantora actually translates to big tail specifically. They are about half tail. But if they happen to latch onto a snack that's a bit bigger than their own size, that's no problem at all. They underwent a series of skeletal reductions that allow for more room to just fold it in half. That's right. They are expert folders. In 1925,
What? That is crazy. So most of their body is a tail? Is that what she's saying? And then they can fold their bodies in half? That is wild.
that allow for more room to just fold it in half. That's right. They are expert folders. In 1925, scientists found a 5.5-inch long viper fish inside the stomach of a 3-inch long telescope fish. They described it as neatly folded, an incredible quality.
Okay. Neatly folded. That is wild though. How did, I mean, like, this is where it's kind of like, how do things evolve like this? And, you know, like it's just crazy and it's so cool.
Of a 3-inch long telescope fish. They described it as neatly folded, an incredible quality possessed by the lovely telescope fish.
Yeah, I'm sure if we gave it Blistex and a hairline restoration surgery, he'd be cute, but that's just me. That being said, there's a lot of pretty dope things just chilling in the deep. Take the barreled-eyed fish, the fish with a transparent head that means it can spot ops or prey directly above it, thanks to those two green gummy-looking orbs that are actually its eyes.
Those are its eyes? I was gonna say, like, is that eyes or is that like a brain or something, you know, but like not a brain, but it's like something else. That is crazy looking. Although I'm not gonna lie, that'd be pretty dope to have like at home in a fish tank if you were rich, you know, and you could have one of these. That'd be pretty sick to have, you know, floating around. I don't know. I think it would be cool.
Or the ultra-rare giant phantom jellyfish, equipped with 30-foot arms that makes this ET understudy the length of a whale shark.
This looks like it's like velvet almost. It looks like it's like very velvety looking. Very smooth. It's really cool. The phantom jellyfish, right?
Jellyfish equipped with 30-foot arms that makes this ET understudy the length of a whale shark. And when I say rare, I mean this jelly's only been seen like 100 times in the history of mankind, so the fact that you're watching this right now is kind of wild. Then
100 times? Wow. So that is super rare. Huh. That's crazy. All right, well, everybody, get a good look at it because, you know, who knows? Who knows how much footage like we'll ever get to see more of.
It's only been seen like 100 times in the history of mankind, so the fact that you're watching this right now is kind of wild. Then you have the deep sea Dumbo octopus that copes with stress by turning itself into a ball to discourage predators from eating it. And if this
Oh my gosh. That's kind of cool though. Dumbo octopus. It looks really cute though. It's because of little Dumbo ears on the side. Or like fins, I guess, that look like little Dumbo ears. That's actually pretty cool though.
Dumbo octopus that copes with stress by turning itself into a ball to discourage predators from eating it. And if this right here looks familiar, yeah, right to his thighs.
What? I didn't really watch a whole lot of SpongeBob, so like some of these, like I get some of them, but there's definitely some that I've never seen. But I mean, this, I mean, I see it. I definitely see it.
The vampire squid does the inverse, as they'll turn themselves inside out and into their own personal panic room whenever they're pressed by a possible predator. And how about a sea pig?
That's cool that they turn themselves inside out. That's actually really smart. Are those things on the outside of it, or are they sharp? So if something tries to bite them or attack them, like will that like poke into them? Thing?
Inside out and into their own personal panic room whenever they're pressed by a possible predator. And how about a sea pig for you?
I love sea pigs. I like sea pigs. Okay, so I guess hopefully this is the last Animal Crossing reference I'm gonna make. But sea pigs, I used to always try and catch sea pigs too, and I'd have them in my house as pets. Like they would be like my little pet in my house.
Their own personal panic room whenever they're pressed by a possible predator. And how about a sea pig for you? Take everything I said about sea cucumbers and forget it for a second, because honestly, they're just really cute in a way I can't fully explain.
They are though. Oh, look at this little. Is this real? But sea pigs, I think sea pigs are cute. They look pretty cool. How big do sea pigs get though? Are they really that big, or are they not that big? Are they just like, you know, that's on the smaller end of deep sea stuff?
For a second, because honestly, they're just really cute in a way I can't fully explain. But it's not hard to see what makes this squid instant serotonin. Rosia pacifica, or the stubby squid, is actually more like a cuttlefish. It's
the stubby squid? Oh, I love this. I want one.
It's also a cuddly fish, and it's nature's apology letter for the sheer trauma it saturated the ocean with. It's actually real, and those arts and crafts looking eyes help it catch prey on a nocturnal schedule. It's also important as an environmental indicator, since scientists will often study their responses to changes in water pH and use that to determine how polluted the water is around them, which you would...
Oh, that is, wow. That is actually really fascinating. I don't know, that's cool. I mean, that's like a superpower.
Responses to changes in water pH and use that to determine how polluted the water is around them, which you would think would earn this anime octopus the respect of the scientific community. Well, you'd be wrong. There's a video where some scientists found one, and let me just say, not even Hiroshima got roasted that hard. But
wow, be nice to this, be nice to it. How could you be mean to this little thing? Look at its eyes. How could you be mean to this little cutie?
Well, you'd be wrong. There's a video where some scientists found one, and let me just say, not even Hiroshima got roasted that hard. But that's gonna do it for this video. Make sure you go ahead and drink water, hug your moms, go subscribe to Lindsay's channel, link will be in the description. Shout out to Lindsay for being in this video, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.
It's like they look fake, like Davy Jones.
They look like googly eyes. So fake.
So some other aerobic team just came before and just left it here.
It's like some little kid dropped their toy.
I mean, okay, like this isn't like bad roasting though. I mean, googly eyes. It's like somebody dropped their toy and left it down here. I mean, like that's actually pretty funny.
Oh man,
He's awesome though.
he is awesome.
That's a good focus right there.
Great focus, Justin.
It's freaking me out. I want to see him move.
Do something.
Do something.
Flash our lights.
Oh my gosh, be nice to me. Well, that was a great video. I really like this video. This was great. So thank you for the recommendation. I really enjoyed this one. So be sure to go and subscribe to Casual Geographic and be sure to subscribe to Lindsay Nickel. I will have both of their information and links below in my description. But thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you guys so much. I am just honored that we have grown so much in the past month or so since I started doing these. So I'm just really happy that you guys seem to enjoy them too, because I really enjoy making them and I enjoy learning about so many different animals and sea creatures and behavior and just so much cool stuff out there in nature. So I really appreciate you guys. But that's gonna do it for me. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and I will see you in the next one.